Teething issues. Teething issues. What the hell happened? I don't know. Stream dropped. Stream just dropped. What the hell? Is it Jeff? Jeff, is this the same stream? Is it back on the same stream? Because it's saying it's, oh God. Is it a new stream or the same one? I have no idea what happened. How long have I been talking to myself? Seriously, do I have to go back and check? I got sweating. I started sweating because of that. What the hell happened? When did it cut off? When did you guys see the unboxing? Like, what happened? I don't have any dropped frames. I don't have any dropped frames. There's 0 drop frames. That's weird. I don't know. All right, you guys, if you guys saw the unboxing and me talking about, okay, the pedals. All right, I'll just do it here, and just show you guys. I don't have an issue with the pedals. The pedals are really soft. That's the only thing. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the pedals are really soft. So they're very crisp. They're not bad, but they're just soft. It's like really easy to pull on them. They don't have any, like the magnet should have been like maybe like, you know, 10-20% stronger. And the actually thing I don't like is just the travel of the clutch. That's it. That's honestly, that's it. Like really, you can't really just drop and control it. Like drop this one and control it. It's hard. It's the Mosa, the FSR 2. Mosa sent it over so I can create a dashboard for them, and I'm just unboxing it because I had it. Then I talked about the front buttons. I've been talking to myself for such a long time. So I like the front buttons. The buttons are really nice. They have quite some travel to them. So they're soft and they have travel, but they're nice. They're not clicky, but they're really nice. I kind of feel if they're nice. And also the rotor encoders are kind of stiff, which I like stiff rotor encoders. They're also really nice. One thing I don't like are these, the thumb encoders here. They don't have really good gripping qualities. So like even with my bare hands, they're like slipping. It's hard to actually turn them. They're not clicky, not clicky. They don't click at any point. Like, example, the Greywolf. You click on this, it's very little travel, and it just clicks. It goes like click. You know you have crossed the border of unpressed and pressed. This is very spongy, but it has a lot of travel. It's not bad, as long as you kind of figure out like where exactly the click occurs. This, again, is a lot like the Fanatic V2.5. Extremely similar in design and size. So yeah, both systems are closed. Gamer guy, keep that in mind. So if you buy into Fanatic, you go Fanatic. If you buy into Mosa, you go Mosa. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to consider, to be honest. It's not a bad wheel though. It's not a bad wheel. Right, okay. So enough with this. What do I do next? I have planned, I'll just leave that there, to talk about the Greywolf. This. It's a massive QR system. It's gonna get even shorter, but this is the QR2 because this is what I use on every wheel. So even my trusty little Simagic has a QR2. This QR2 is original from Fanatic. This one is a Simube or whatever they call them from AliExpress. No issues whatsoever with any of the two. I don't know what the differences are. I honestly don't know any differences. They feel the same. This looks actually square and it looks pretty cool too. But anyway, so I want to, ouch, I shouldn't have done that. I want to talk a bit about the Greywolf. So I don't have the full list. This wheel has been designed and developed by Federico Greywolf in Italy, North Italy, just outside of Monza. And this is like over a year ago. Federico had sent me the first version of the wheel. And this first version had, I wouldn't say flaws, I would rather say imperfections, right? It was an amazing wheel, but it had things that kind of annoyed me. Others were just because I was annoying anyway. So I made a list of stuff, Federico, and over the past year he has redeveloped and fixed a lot of stuff. Like most notably, and this is important, this was a wheel that was ready for production and he preferred to fix all these things rather than just put it out in the market. Because obviously the feedback I gave was, they were kind of valid points on many of these things. So one thing I had a really big problem was with the shifters. They were extremely loud. Like they were to a point where I couldn't use it in the house because like the entire house would be clicking all over the place. So Federico basically scrapped his shifters, literally scrapped his shifters and redesigned them from scratch. He didn't just put pads in them, essentially. These are brand new shifters. And now these are the most quietest ones. You cannot hear these. Literally, they're so quiet. And another thing that changed on the shifters, well, not shifters, the clutches, his previous clutches had, I guess this was a problem to begin with. He had magnets on either side. So when you were pulling on the clutch, you had to put extra force to unlatch it from the magnet, which was kind of wrong. So now that does not happen. There is no magnet there is no magnet at all. So this just works. It's like super smooth, and travel is way, way more than enough for the clutches. And they're super smooth as well. So really, really good job on the shifters. Again, these shifters were redesigned from scratch. One more thing, this wheel has something that no other wheel has. So all wheels going from anyone with a screen, basically, any wheel is most likely a Vocor screen. And they're all through USB. And USB has a limitation cap of 30 frames per second. It doesn't, like, if someone says, our screen can do 60 frames per second, yes, your screen can do 60 frames per second, but USB cannot. So as long as it's cabled, it will be capped at 30 frames per second. And this is not me, I'm not a technical person, like I just know these things. But even after a conversation I had with Nicolas, he's like, no one can do 60 frames per second if it's over USB. It's a technical limitation. I don't know if like the new USB 2 and whatever they're coming out with will fix this or whatnot, but as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge, there is no more than 30 frames per second. So this wheel has something that no one else has. The screen on this wheel is not USB. When you plug the wheel in and use this cable over here, this cable basically splits into a USB and to a power injector. So the wheel connects to USB to your computer and to the plug in the socket on your wall to give it power, to have enough power for everything. And powering the screen as well. The screen is its own PC, separately working from the rest of the wheel. It connects with Wi-Fi directly, so the screen is wireless, and it also has this thing over here, which is its antenna, right? So when you boot this thing up, when it loads, the screen actually boots, so you can see it booting, right? And it just automatically connects to SimHub and to the dashboard that you had selected. So you don't actually have to do anything. First time you set it up, you give it the Wi-Fi credentials, and next time you open it up, it just has a dashboard and everything. You can change dashboards from within the screen, controlling it with the little joystick in the front. So it's in its own right, it's its own PC. Being wireless allows it to do 60 frames per second. True 60 frames per second, because it's Wi-Fi. So this screen, this screen offers just that. It's awesome. The fact that it's autonomous doesn't really change anything, because you can still control it as you would control it normally. And I was about to say something about the screen. I forget. I lost my train of thought. So having that 60 frames per, oh yeah, I remember just now. There was one inherent problem with that, and this is part of the feedback that I gave. Because the screen was getting power from the wall socket through the cable, when you turned off your PC, it continued to be on. It remained on. It wouldn't be connected to SimHub, obviously. It would just go black, dark, but you'd see light coming in through it because it was still on. And one of my basic gripes with any dashboard that's out there is a power switch. So, as you can see down here, now this wheel comes with its own power switch. So when you're done racing and driving, you can literally just power the entire steering wheel off. If there's a problem with the steering wheel, you can just power it off and reboot it entirely. Of course, it has these two function buttons over here, these two. One, the left one, controls the steering wheel, and the right one controls the screen. So you can actually just hit this button once and it refreshes like a browser would do, refreshes the screen, or you can hit this and it does the same thing for the wheel, and hit this button along with another button, it controls all the stuff. So you have a lot of functions and controls over the wheel. But one of the things that I really enjoyed was, you know, just put a switch. And you guys can see this is not just, where is it? It's not just a switch. It's literally change the PCB and the enclosure as well. So this is a brand new shell, little switch here. So it's not just throw on a switch somewhere, a button. They actually designed it and built new shells for this thing. So that was really, really nice of them to actually incorporate something which is useful. To be completely honest, it is. What was the next thing? What's my next favorite thing? I can't turn it on now because I can't connect it to, my rig is upstairs, but you've seen the pictures. These encoders are completely transparent and they have LEDs in them. So you can light these up any color you want. And one thing that's like super awesome, really, about this is you can, of course, use your thumb, but let's say I'm driving, right? And I have my thumb right there. I'm driving and you're over there. You can use your index finger as well. Not just your thumb, but your index finger. And it just works. Go up and down, thumb and index finger. So you can use them in any which way you feel like it. So this is, again, another good thing. I am working on stickers for this wheel as well. This wheel also has natively in its firmware, you can control with these two dials, buttons. So you can change this to say, you know, TC, and then use these two buttons over here on top to go up and down on TC. Switch this, ABS now. You can do basically the same thing as a modifier on the Asher wheel, so you can do that as well. I'm gonna show you something now that it's not even released yet, regarding the Greywolf. Let's see what chat says. See on Tony, Expo in Germany maybe. Tony, Expo in Germany is planned. I don't have it set in stone, but the idea is that I will be there. Yes, I will be there. Again, probably most likely with Asher in their booth again. But again, we haven't set anything in stone. We've just discussed and agreed that it will happen. But we haven't talked about details and how and whatnot. So we'll see. But like, I think, I don't want to say, like, just say 80% I'll be there. So hopefully I'll see you again. Tony says, are you telling me 60 FPS option and SimHub not delivering 60 via USB to my CXS3? I had a chat with Nicolas and he said it's physically impossible. I don't know, maybe there's some new technologies coming out. But 60 FPS on a USB Vocore, I think he told me it's not possible. Again, I'm not a technical person. I just know what I read and what I discuss with people that actually know stuff. And that's what I was told. This does have 60 FPS for sure. And you can tell, you can see it. It's like super smooth, the way it turns and moves, everything moves. So yeah, maybe things are changing and I don't know it really. SimHub has 60 frames per second if you pay for it, but the screen is only 30 frames per second capped. 60 frames per second is for the entire dash. It's how often it delivers. So if you're using the pit wall, the lovely dashboard, the companion, and something else, the frame rate will drop. It's going to use resources. So the 60 FPS is just how well SimHub delivers the information. The Vocore screen itself is capped at 30. That's the difference. So SimHub can do 60 frames per second, but the screen will only show you the 30 because it's capped at 30. This over here can do 60 frames. So if SimHub drops to 50, it will show you 50. It can't do more than that. But that's the idea. All right, so I will show you guys something. Looking at Constantinos, I'm enjoying that lovely logo on the chair. Yes, it was a test. It was a test. This is vinyl. I tested, so I put vinyl on everything. So this is just a test, basically. Jeff, yeah, it's not a Vocore. It's not a Vocore. This is not a Vocore on the Greywolf. So I'm just gonna point out one thing. The largest gripe I've had with this wheel up until even today, the biggest pain point, and that's the grips. So I will show you, I'll try and show you on this camera over here. I'll try and show you the grips. As you can see, they're very, very squared off, even here. They're not, these grips are made for driving with gloves, first and foremost, which isn't bad. I had the same conversation with Martin Asher at some point, and he explained how he designed his wheel, mimicking real life wheels and everything. But there's a difference between sim racers and real life wheels. Real life wheels, you cannot drive. It's impossible to drive without gloves. It's legally impossible to drive without gloves. You have to wear gloves for safety. So all the wheels, the real life wheels, the grips are made in a way that work with gloves. So you might wear gloves while sim racing. That's fair enough. Again, you're not wearing the official gloves, which are very thick. So real life wheels tend to be a bit smaller, and these mimicking real life wheels are a bit smaller and a bit squared off. And this was something that I have been telling Federico for a very long time. These grips need to change because we are sim racers. We're not real racers, right? You may wear gloves while sim racing. Again, this won't be very comfortable because your sim racing gloves are not the real thing. And I don't know many people that sim race with real life FIA approved gloves, but that's a different story. Like that's a different kind of crazy, right? So I've always told him, you need to fix these things, right? And it's one of the things he's been doing. He's listening. He's listened to every single piece of feedback that I gave him. There's a lot more. Like, I will probably open this wheel as well on my next stream, So keep that in mind. Like on my next stream, I'm going to open the wheel up as well, take it apart, and install this. I will have new ones next time. So Federico has listened to my feedback for the grips and has redesigned the grips. These are not official grips, okay? These are 3D printed grips. He sent me the files and I printed them on my trusty A1. And I'm going to install these on the wheel just to test them. But these grips, if you see, they are completely rounded off. And like compare the side view. You can see, like this is at the same exact distance, right? It is a huge and massive difference. Now when you hold the wheel, it will fill your hand. And these are not the final ones, right? These are printed. I have not had time to put them on here because I asked one more change. I wanted something a bit more on this side, a bit less pointy here so I can put my rest my thumb, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. So just before the stream, Federico sent me over new design files. I'll show them. I was preparing them for 3D print, but stream started and I didn't. So let me make this bigger and I will show you. Where is it? Desk. No, let's do this. That's it. So these are the new grips. I'll be 3D printing these. The difference between these grips are, if I hold it, this is the one you can see on that side. So on that side. These have a bit of a corner here. The ones that I will be printing are a bit more round. So these grips are brand new. They're not on the wheel yet, but anyone who purchases the wheel will also get these grips for free as an upgrade. So if you purchase this wheel, the version 2 of the wheel that's on sale right now, and you can get 100 euros off by using code LOVELY, you will also receive these brand new grips once they are ready and prepared as a free upgrade to your wheel. And one thing I will be doing on my next stream is taking apart the Greywolf and installing the 3D printed grips, just so I can see what it's like, you know, on the wheel itself. And I'll do it on the bench, obviously. I don't know if I'll be able to take it upstairs and run as well. That's another hurdle I want to tackle with live streaming. Starting a live stream here and then stopping it and continuing it upstairs from the rig. That'll be a challenge, but I'll try and do it at some point. Trauma Team Racing, hey man, how are you doing? Hand Ergonomics left the chat. How you doing, man? Yeah, sim racers drive without gloves and in socks. That is so true. Half of the time I drive, I want to wear gloves, but I usually forget them, or I live in Greece, so it's rather hot here. Jeff, you're in Vegas, you know what the heat is like, but we also have humidity, which is even worse here. So I tend to not really drive with gloves, and all the wheels, like this wheel, I really like this, the Simagic. Let me zoom in. So this is a nice wheel, nice grip. It's got some heft to it. It is rounded. The thing is, when you're driving without gloves, your hand will get sweaty. So you cannot rely on the material of the grip to hold your hand in place. It needs to have some sort of edge or something where you're holding it, and even if your hand is sweaty and stinky and slimy, you can still hold on to the wheel without it slipping all around. I've been using on my the VR stuff that I'm doing and testing, I have the Conspit upstairs, the Max 01. That is still a pre-production wheel that I have, and that wheel basically doesn't have the final, I don't know what the final grips are like on the Conspit Max 01. I don't know. The one I have has they're not the real one. They're not the real handles. They're basically pre-product. They're plastic. So they sent me a wheel that doesn't have rubbery handles. It's plastic. I've done 3 sessions with VR. After, I don't know, like 10-15 minutes, hands start getting clammy, right? The wheel just goes all over the place. So hands don't have anywhere to grip on. So I'm assuming the grips on the wheel are different than the one I have. But it's important that grips have places where you can latch your hand on. So this is the front, would be something like that. It's important that you can latch your hand onto it and have some heft to it, like, you know, grab onto the wheel and not let go. So I think it's important. So on the next stream, I'll be opening up. I want to show you guys the Greywolf opened up. I want you guys to see the inside of this wheel. I hope Federico won't be annoyed too much. He's done an amazing job on the inside as well. So the first wheel I got, I opened it up. I just wanted to see what it's like, and it was spaghetti heaven in there. So there was cables all over the place. That is not a problem, right? It's actually not a problem having cables everywhere because you're not supposed to open it. But it is an aesthetic thing and possibly may create issues in the future. I have no idea. Like, it's not user serviceable, right? So this version, the new one, there's just 2 cables, I think, connecting the front and back PCB. And when you open it up, it's as simple as that. Just, it opens up in half and it's clean inside and everything. So I will be opening this wheel up as well next stream and installing the handles. Hopefully they'll fit. I have no idea. And then just looking at the wheel again, just one last time, and then start using it upstairs. Karting gloves and shoes. Doubt my rig is gonna catch fire. Yes, that's true. Remonster, out of context, any update for the lovely Dash to communicate properly with the LMU with all the information, or does it depend on SimHub? Jeff responded, that is dependent on LMU to deliver telemetry. There are plans in place to allow plug-in integration within the dashboard to make it all work until such time that LMU devs pull their heads out of their drawers. So yeah, I mean, there are plans. So LMU will be working with the lovely dashboard and everything. Just keep that in mind. And yeah, I can't talk much about it, but I'm not gonna let it go like that. Like LMU, what I'm developing will work universally. So keep that in mind. And again, I'm building bridges and partnerships. Okay? That's probably the most important thing you should remember. Building bridges and partnerships. I'm not trying to, you know, put everything inside and lock it up and, you know, and just keep it to myself. Building bridges and partnerships. So you can expect proper support and even more interesting stuff coming. So keep that in mind. Jeff says, speaking of gloves, I'm out of characters. I ran out of characters. Speaking of gloves, yeah. So Jeff knows stuff, obviously, and he's teasing them. But yeah, one of the things that I will be updating on the store will be lovely gloves. So if anybody's interested, they will be coming. I'm not going to talk about more about them, but it is something I'm also doing. So there's a lot of stuff happening. There is, I don't want to drop this on my plate. There is, I dare say, a shit ton of stuff happening. So, yeah, I have so many things I can talk about and show. And I still want to do the stream with the Lego. that's literally, I have it sitting here. I have not opened it. I have not opened it. This is me being an adulting. I have this sitting here next to me and I haven't opened it. You can't imagine how hard it is for me to just look at that and not open it. I want to do a stream building it. Yes, Jeff, you've said enough. You have said enough. So yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Not much of a cat, but whatever. There's also one more partnership I'm going to announce this week, the upcoming week, not this one, next week. Again, a really nice partnership. Not directly related to sim racing stuff. It's more related to what I'm doing in the studio. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I have so many things to talk about, but I don't want to talk about them. Yeah, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. Thanks, man. Thanks, Raw Monster. The Lovely dashboard will get even better. Trust me. There's like, if you go on to, look, I have a channel in Discord called Roadmap. I update that silently. I don't tell anyone. I don't tout. I don't shout. I just update that. So if you want to look at what's coming, you can see there. I haven't put everything. There are 3 things not on that list, right? So if you want to look what I have announced, you can find it there. But not everything is in that list yet. I don't know when the next release will be coming though. There's one thing that I'm working on that I would like to include in the next release, which affects the plugin and all of the dashboards, but I'm still sitting on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to release it in the next... I might just... Sorry. I might just make a second release right after that. So I'll see. That's why it's the reason why I'm delaying it. Dashboard, everything has been done. The settings, options, everything has been done. I've already sent copies for beta testing. So yeah, I mean, the plugin and the dashboards have been updated. They are working. I haven't tested much other than replays on this dev machine, the development machine that I have here. But I should start racing. So hopefully I'll do that. Yeah, pole setter. So as I said, I don't have an ETA. Everything is set in place. Everything that I have has been done. So if you look at the roadmap, everything you see there, that's done. Like, I'm not doing anything on the dashboard right now. I'm tweaking and fixing and, you know, enabling things here and there. But the actual work has been done. All those features are there. There are 3 features. 2 of them are built in, but I can't release them yet. I'll probably hide them in the plugin. And there's just one more thing that I want to see if I can release in this version or not. Just one more thing. Yeah, again, I want to stream more, but if you guys want to ask anything, if you want to learn anything, you know, anything, it's the Discord. Discord is where I communicate with everyone. It's nearly 12,000 members right now. So it's the place. If you want anything regarding Lovely, the Discord is the first place you need to go. That's it. What else? Is there anything else I can show you guys? Yeah, just some test stickers. This is for the Sim Magic. This is the process of... I already showed you how I package everything. This is like how I do the first stuff. Right there. So this is like a test sample where I have the sizing. This isn't the first one. This was like the 6th version of it, where I print it out and I just create... Basically, I test the precision of the cut and then just grab these and try them out on a wheel. And this was the final one I did, which is pretty precise. And the sticker sheet for the Sim Magic will look like this when it comes out. So you will be able to customize 1 and 2. And then this is the B dial, this one and this one. And these you'll be able to select colors. It's exactly the same as the Asher. Like if you go to the website now, the Asher dial stickers, it's exactly the same. Settings and everything is the same. The difference between this and the Asher is that this is slightly larger than the Asher wheel. And it's got a bigger hole in between because it has to fit basically on through the dial. So this is, again, I'm telling you, there's so many things that I have done, designed worked on. It's just I can't release them yet. I'm working right now. I'm working on a major update on the website. Not a redesign, content-wise. So brand new products across the board, stickers, sticker sheets, and some interesting new products coming as well. So yeah, holding it back. I'm holding it back. Jan Lee says, do you think Daniel Newman has become a competitor to Lovely? No, absolutely not. I mean, no, why would he be a competitor? He's not the first one that's creating dashboards, is he? And definitely not the first one I helped, so not a competitor at all. Never seen him as a competitor either. Jeff says we don't mention that name here. No, it's fine. It's fine. Obviously. You guys remember TWF dashboard? Hakan. He designed that. What an amazing person. I thoroughly enjoyed working and helping him. He made an amazing piece of work. I love that. So I've helped more than enough people to create and flourish. So that's just one more. Go to jail, right, Jeff? Yeah. Inside jokes, but yeah, no problem there. It's just the conditions have changed the way I think and speak freely, which I don't anymore, and you have realized that, because of certain things. Lovely dash for real cars. Did anyone see the Monaco Grand Prix? Well, actually, you wouldn't have seen it on the Monaco Grand Prix, but it came really close. So there's a video. So I'll just give you this. I can share this. I can share this. It's not anything too private. So the dashboard was in Monaco. Dashboard was in Monaco on the Greywolf in a racing simulator on a boat. Makes sense, right? You're in Monaco. You have a boat. You put a racing simulator in there, and you have the Greywolf wheel, and the Greywolf wheel has Lovely Dashboard. So here's a video. Let me just lower the volume of that specific thing. Let me rewind it. All right, there. So extra points. Oh, this is a video. I'll let it play. Extra points if anyone can recognize who is driving right now. Extra points. Who knows who that is driving? And that is a simulator inside a boat at Monaco Grand Prix with a Greywolf wheel and a Lovely Dashboard. Banana ZN. Dude, you won. That was quick. Yes, it's David Coulthard. So David Coulthard was trying out the Greywolf in that sim, and of course using the Lovely Dashboard as well. And I'm pretty sure there were more drivers and celebrities and whatnot driving that specific sim. So I wasn't there physically, but I was there in spirit, and I met so many people in spirit. It's David Coulthard. Zach, from where we can buy the dashboard? It's work with LMU. So Zach, you go to lsr.gg, lsr.gg. The dashboard is free. You don't have to buy it. You can download the plugin for free, download the dashboards from within the plugin and whatnot. Maybe next stream I'll do a stream on how you set everything up. You download that, you use it for free, and if you like what you see, you can become a member starting from €1 per month or 1080 per year, and you unlock all the features. So that's basically it. LSR, Lovely Sim Racing, lsr.gg. Everything is there. So anything you need, you can find it there. And it works with SimHub. So you need to have SimHub, basically. And LMU, discussion we had previously, I'm trying to make it work. All right. I think I ran out of stuff for today. I'm going to save a few things for the next streams. So the next stream I will do, I will take apart the Greywolf. All my trusty tools in here. Everything's there. I will take it apart and attempt to install the 3D printed grips. Not these, the new ones. I'm probably going to print them in blue, you know, just for the lulz. And who knows? I really want to do the Lego on a stream, but I don't have time. I wish I did. I should. I have to. Jeff says, don't let all the cats out of the bag. No, there's too many cats. Oh, wait. Too many cats. Someone, this is family matters now, but someone or something abandoned 3 kittens on our deck outside. We live in the suburbs, but you know, we have neighbors, roads, cars, but it's not too noisy. Like the windows open, you can't hear anyone crossing. It's a rather quiet neighborhood. So someone, I'm assuming it's some person, abandoned 3 kittens. And me being a person that loves animals, couldn't let them go. Like other people might have not paid any attention. They're kittens, who gives a shit, right? Oh no, I can't do that. So we took them in, we fed them. We lost one. One was I guess the runt of the litter. I had to bury it, obviously. Not very nice, but the other 2 are thriving. One had a major issue, and we went to the vet, and now the cats are great. So basically, Jeff said, don't let all the cats out of the bag. Well, I have 2 kittens. Maybe next time I'll have the kittens as well. They're like 7 weeks old now, I think. But we helped them, and they survived. And I am so fucking happy for them. You can't imagine. I am too much of an animal person myself. Any animal, I don't care. Like snakes, no. Okay, sorry, snakes, no. I could care less. But cats, dogs, anything. I just love animals. And now we have 2 kittens. And since they were abandoned on our doorstep, we are basically going to share them with our neighbors as well. So we will be feeding them. Like the entire neighborhood is kind of like up to helping these kittens become very happy. And we might even find them a home. I unfortunately can't keep them in the house. We have some allergies, and we also travel a lot. So that's the only reason. There are 2 reasons I don't have pets. One is because I love them too much and I hate losing them. I have lost and I don't want to do that again. And the other one would be travel a lot. So we're away like maybe a month at a time or 10 days at a time. So having pets is just, yeah, I hate to say it. I know it's not nice, but it doesn't work out right now. Maybe later. Well, I'm going to settle down, but yeah. Let me see if I have a picture. I got to show you guys. One kitten. I mean, the day the really small one passed, it was fucking, I hated that. I really hated it. This was about a week ago. They're so cute. So this one over here is a girl. I named her Lucy because she's a devil, man. She just plays all day. So I named her Lucy after Lucifer because it's a really nice name. And the other one, this one over here, the small one, we named him Lazarus because I literally took him to the vet and he was almost dead. His little brother passed the day before and they obviously had some illness. The doctor, the vet, basically said he's not going to make it. There's no way he's going to make it. But we gave as much love as we could, medication and a lot of love. And he is perfectly fine now. He is perfectly fine. He's still half the size of Lucy. Same, they're brothers, right? Brother and sister. But he is perfectly healthy now. And this is what I do. I feed cats now. And that is literally cats out of the bag. Big Natty. I read Big Nail. Big Natty. Watch the stream all over again. We did, I packed orders, which are leaving tomorrow morning. I did an unboxing. I talked about the Greywolf. I talked about stuff that are coming for Lovely. So there's a lot of stuff. Onur Mert Atasoy. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm not going to turn into a cat lady. I can't. This isn't the first time people abandon cats. I'm assuming it's a person. Because these cats, the kittens, were abandoned on our deck without a mother. So they were around 5 weeks old, 4 or 5 weeks old when they were abandoned. And there was no mother inside. No cat mother will abandon their babies. It just doesn't work like that. So someone literally just came and abandoned them on our deck because, you know, they thought, why not? So there was no mother. These kittens never knew their mother. That's why when I go over to feed them, they just latch onto my shoes, whatever they have, they jump on me. They're like so friendly and playful. I just love them. Yeah. Yeah, we're keeping them though. We're gonna keep them here. Lucy and Lazarus. Because Lazarus literally, he rose from the dead. That small one. Man, when I took him to the vet, he was like in my hand, he was just hanging. His head was hanging on the side. It was like this small. Smaller than my phone. And he was just hanging to one side. He wasn't moving or anything. And the doctor basically gave him like antibiotics and some other shots. And he's like, yeah, she's like, he's not going to make it. Yeah, he's not going to wake up in the morning. There's no way. And she also told me, like, if the cat does make it, so if the cat actually, if he wakes up and cat hasn't passed, just give me a call. I'll tell you what to do. Sure enough, we wake up in the morning and the cat was running around. Fuck. I was so happy for that. I called up the doctor the moment, like it was like 7:30 a.m. and I call up the vet and I'm like, the cat's up and running. And she's like, bring him now. And yeah, we got more antibiotics and he's okay. He's okay. It appears that he'll make it. Jan Lee, I'm in Greece. I live in Athens, Greece. I live in Athens, Greece. I was born in New York. Lived there for the better part of my childhood, but then we moved back here. But I go back and forth. Last time I was in the States, it was Halo. I visited him in Vegas. That was the last time I was there, right? Last May, was it, Jeff? I think so. But anyway, yeah. Relatives, friends, a lot of people in the States. So I go back and forth as much as I can. But I am in the beautiful, sunny country of Greece. Yeah, you were. You were riding that little scooter as well, which was kind of funny. Paul Setter, yes, I do have dual citizenship, Greek and US. All right, I think, yeah, I've got nothing more to show and tell. If you guys have any questions, I will gladly answer them, so far as it's not too privy to things coming. But yeah, otherwise we can cut the stream short. I don't know what happened and the stream died before. Should have wore gloves. Where are you guys from? Curious. Pulsar, Big Natty, Raw Monster, Jan Lee. Where are you guys from? Banana. Wink wink. Brazil. Bom dia. Raw Monster. Brazil, Brazil, Brazil. Oh wait, Hive Sim. Hive Sim, you guys, you know them. Brazilian company that makes steering wheels, right? You know Hive. It says Raw Monster, so I really don't know your name. You might even be Hugo. I don't know. But anyway, new partnership with Hive Sim as well. So for every wheel you buy from Hive Sim, you also, Hive basically gifts you membership. Janley, Denmark. Oh shit, I love Denmark. I was in Copenhagen 2 years back. I told you guys I travel a lot. I travel a lot. I was in Copenhagen, I think 2 years back in August. What a beautiful city. People were, you guys had like 18 degrees Celsius and were swimming in Copenhagen. 18 degrees Celsius is winter. It's considered winter in Greece. Like, people go out with sweatshirts and 18 degrees. It's not summertime. And you guys, we were staying on the waterfront, just outside of Nyhavn, and people were literally diving in the water at 8 a.m. And I was like, this is cold. You can't do that. It's not right. But you guys enjoy it, man. I've never been to the Netherlands. It is, oh shit, I was telling my wife today I want to go to Amsterdam. I've never been to the Netherlands. I want to. It's on my list. Of course, we were trying to do a bit more longer trips right now. So like last Christmas we were in Singapore, which was, oh God, I love that city. I just want to move there. I want to move to Singapore. We're trying to do like, you know, more like still that when we're still young, when we do travels that are far further away, not in Europe. Europe, we've been to many different cities, but we want to do a lot more, you know, longer travels now. So we'll see. Maybe Amsterdam, even for a weekend. That'd be pretty cool. Where are you from in Brazil, Ramonster? Hive Sim is in, I think, Sao Paulo, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think so. Jan Lee, Vikings. Vikings know how to live. The only issue I had coming from Greece and going to Copenhagen was 6 p.m. Everything closes. Come on, man. The only thing you can find to eat, we were in Copenhagen, after 6 p.m. was like McDonald's. Like everything would shut down. That is culturally different to where it's not just Greece, many cities. Greece even more so, because like in the summertime you can just be outside for like 2 a.m. and still great weather and stuff like that. But dude, 6 p.m. everything would shut down, like 7 maybe maximum. That was the only issue I had. Kind of felt weird. Mato Grosso. Rat Monster, do you know Hive Sim? Do you know them? In Brazil? Sao Paulo, I think. They make steering wheels. Really nice ones too. I don't have any of them, but they're nice. They look nice. You gotta teach your wife better English. Yeah. Pikes Peak. Yeah, as I said, Jeff, I know you can't. I still have the opportunity to attend the 24-hour spa with a paddock pass and everything, with my partner, not my partner, life partner, with my partner, lovely sim racing partner, David Perel, but I won't be able to make it, not this year at least, which is kind of sad because I really wanted to, but it's not working. Yeah, exactly. Spa's a bit too soon. Maybe next year. I mean, we'll be together, so we can do that next year maybe. There's also the Nordschleife as well, the 24-hour. So hopefully we can do something. Maybe we can meet up on a track or something, you know? Ramonster, yep, Hibis from Sao Paulo. Correct, I remember that. I'm building my own rig and want to upgrade my wheel with a screen. Right, there's so many options, man. There are so many options. Yeah, it depends on your budget. Depends on your budget, what systems you already have. So if you're in an ecosystem, you probably want to stay within that. If you're not, if you're looking for open, then it's like, yeah, sky's the limit. And budget is the limit, actually. So you can go to something like this. This thing over here, it's a great wheel, but it's fucking expensive. It's well worth it, I'll tell you that. I have a few wheels that are expensive upstairs. This thing is probably the best quality. Like this thing is a wheel, right? This is a wheel, a wheel. But it is expensive, right? But then again, this is completely different market for this wheel. I'm pretty sure it is. But this wheel is a completely different market as well. Like this wheel is a premium product. The experience buying it as well. You can literally customize this thing in which way you want. I've seen hydro dipping this wheel, so you buy it hydro dipped. I've seen this in gold colored aluminum. So the first versions that have been sold, these are all tailor-made. You can buy it as is, obviously, but you can also order this thing any which way you want. So the entire experience of buying the Greywolf is, it's premium off the bat. It's not just buying another wheel. You're not going to find this thing on the shelf ever. Like right now, I think there's like, I don't know how many have been sold. I don't know those numbers, but there were 30 units, I think. I don't know how many are left, but that's it. So you're getting something extremely unique and limited production, and yeah, handmade, tailor-made. Yep, I built mine with Arduino, laser cutting a 3D print, and worked amazing. Yes, you can do so many things. You can do so many things. Screen on it. Yeah, get a Vocor screen. Vocor screen, like Vocor works natively with SimHub. So you'll be set once you do that. Just anything you do, just make sure it works with SimHub. It's probably the most important thing. Yes, it is. It is too expensive. I've seen the numbers. That's the only reason, because I have a lot of customers buying sticker sheets from Brazil, and I realize it is expensive. The only reason I'm not stopping standard registered post, honestly, if I could just do that tomorrow, I would do that tomorrow. It is a pain. When I sell my sticker sheets through standard registered, I have to manually create the shipping labels. It's not automated because the post office here sucks. I have to manually create those. I have to take them to the post office, and it's like a process that takes a lot of time. And the post, like tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go to the post office. I have 4 packages to send tomorrow. I might be over 30 minutes, right? So if I could do that, I would stop it tomorrow. But after it was on a call I had with Tony Kanan. We were talking about a few things, and he literally told me, like, we might think like the cheapest membership I have is €1 per month, and honestly, it's not. I'm not rich, right? But €1 per month, I don't even think about it. Like I may lose that in the car somewhere, and I won't even get upset, right? And he told me this thing. He's like, €1 in Brazil, that amount is valuable, right? So, and that's why I'm trying to keep prices in a place where more people can buy. And I have sold quite a few to Brazil, Argentina, South America in general. So I want to keep it that way. And that's why I manually do the shipping labels. I go to the post office because I want to keep that bit. I could honestly just say, fuck it, I don't do standard registered, I just do UPS. I just, online, it connects to Shopify, order comes in through UPS, I hit a button, labels are printed, UPS comes, picks them up from my house, I don't go anywhere. 2 days later, next day delivery in Europe, 3 days maximum for the States, it's delivered, everyone's happy, tracking is great, we're good. But I don't. It's a thing. I will not do that. I will try and always maintain that level of accessibility to people that either it's too expensive or they don't want to give that much money for shipping. I realize, like, if you buy the only sticker sheets that I have left for the button caps, I have them like complete on sale. Like, it's just half price now, like €6, I think. They're the old stock. I want to get rid of those as well. And it costs €6. And shipping UPS to the States is 20. Makes 0 cents. So I'm keeping standard registered for all these cases, for all of them. Yeah, I gotta think about these things, always. And I do. I do. You know, I started making the dashboards as a side hustle. No, sorry. So that's the completely wrong terminology. I started making the dashboard for myself. If you guys go to the lovely sim racing website and go to the About page, I have a timeline now. I added a timeline, how it started and how it's going, like where it started, why it started, when it started, everything. And this started just for myself. And when I first started sim racing, it wasn't expensive. Like, I had a really good job, a very good job, and a well-paying job. But again, I wasn't going to give up thousands of euros. Like, I didn't want to spend that kind of money on my hobby or something that it was just, yeah, I just want to play, you know. So I started off very, you know, budget-friendly stuff and grew from there. But I haven't forgotten that part. Like, you may make a lot of money, right? You may be wealthy, you may be whatever, but you're not going to spend 50, 60 euros on stickers. Why? So I always try and keep that among products and everything. That's why I have a €1 membership that unlocks everything. I added, you know, the annual, which has a discount. There are things changing to that as well in the future, making plans for that. So I'm just trying to keep this ecosystem in a place where it is absolutely affordable by everyone. Like, that is the goal. And I'll make money. I will be, like, right now I'm making enough money to not have to work and do anything else. I already said that much. That's done and dusted. I quit my job. This is what I do right now. It is paying the bills right now. And it's doing so by not breaking the bank for anyone. And that is why I'm really happy and proud of as well. It's always been important for me. Always. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Stay tuned. I will have... I'm going to try and stream next week. I'm this close. I'm this close to streaming VR. Oh, I didn't show you guys. I said I would show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I want to show you a clip of the VR stuff that I did. This is, I live streamed this in a private live stream, of course, not public. Don't try and find it. You won't. I want to show you the live stream. Get ready. This is going to be good. Let me turn off the audio. We don't want to have the audio. So let it run a bit. I want to make sure that it's working. Yeah. Go full screen. Don't mind the driving, obviously. But this is what I want to do. I love this. So I'll just, before I show you guys, you know, partnership with Pimax. They sent me a device, the Pimax Crystal Light. I'm trying to figure out how to use it in the best possible way. I will create videos on it as well. I do believe you haven't driven for a while. Yes, no, I haven't at all. I know, I don't. So the Pimax stuff, back to that. I believe that VR will be, like, with all the Beyond 2 and the Dream Air coming from Pimax, it is the future, right? It is something that will be, everyone will have a VR headset at some point. Prices will drop and all that. So I want to be kind of getting ahead of myself, trying to figure out, like, I've never done VR, right? So I kind of pestered Pimax for quite some time. I had met them at the Sim Racing Expo. I pestered them, and I'm like, guys, let's do something. Let's figure out what we can do. Let's do something though. Like let's make something work. Eventually, they caved in, and they're like, okay, what do you have in mind? I started saying, like, first of all, there's VR for flying, which makes sense, and VR for some other gaming. Sim racing is rather niche. It's growing a lot. There's a lot of people using VR for sim racing, but there's no single entity that can assist people or that has enough knowledge to say, or basically just put everything in one place where someone can say, all right, I want to do VR sim racing. What do I need? And I'm like, I can help. That's what I want to do. Like, I want to be that bit of Pimax. So we agreed on that much. They sent me a device, and now what I'm doing is testing, retesting, making sure that everything works, finding the patterns, finding how things need to work, maybe giving feedback to Pimax as well for their software and their headset, but just trying to gather enough knowledge so if someone wants to do VR sim racing, can come to my Discord and say, guys, I want to do this. What do I need? These 3 things, that one thing, or that's what you're missing. I just want to gain that knowledge because we kind of covered that bit with, with sim racing in general. But VR, I started VR just now, and there's nothing out there. There is nothing to explain how I've learned things in the past few weeks. I have no idea what they were. OpenXR, Steam VR, OpenVR, what are these environments? Like all these things, I'm like, Open Knee Board. What the fuck? VR capture for OBS, NDI, like all these things I'm learning. So that's what I want to do with VR. That's what I want to do with VR. I want to be at a place where I know a lot about VR that I can share again with people. And in the process, if I come up with an idea for VR, for a specific version of the lovely dashboard, or could be anything. I don't know. Why not? But check this out. This is me in the attic. I'm using the Max 01 Conspit. All right. You can't see me because I'm in the corner behind the chat, but check this out. I'm in the Ferrari 296. I'm using Open Knee Board, and I fit the lovely dashboard in the position of the actual dashboard in the car, right? And this was a live stream from the Pimax. So there's no audio because I lowered it, but check this out. This is so cool. Everything works. Lovely dashboard works as you'd expect, as if you had something in front of you. And this is me driving. This is the beginning of the race. This is my first, this is the second time I used it, and everything works. You can see true dark mode, all the widgets. It works perfectly fine as you would expect, and it's nailed onto the dashboard. So this is me driving, looking around and everything. Don't mind the driving. I was more paying attention to the dashboard than anything else. But this was, I mean, this is a great experience, really. And this is what I want to do. I want to figure out how to make this seamless for many, right? Look at this. I'm driving like a madman because I wasn't paying attention, but it's fine. But look at this. This is what I was seeing through my eyes while driving. It is awesome. You get lost in VR, honestly. And you can do so much close driving, close racing with VR. You have the utter control of the depth. Whereas like I have triples and you kind of miss the depth a lot. With VR, it's there. Like you can drive so close to someone and fully understand if you're close or not. You have that perception of depth, which is pretty cool. And I really love how you can set up everything. Like setting up Open Knee Board with a lovely dashboard in there, in the VR. I mean, honestly, I think I'm gonna crash here. He crashes me, yeah. Setting that up was like, how the hell do I do that? I didn't know how to do that. I was told that you can use open knee board. What the hell is open knee board? Apparently, open knee board, knee as in knee, your leg, it was made for flights. And open knee board, the knee board, I didn't know, is the little pad that pilots have on their leg that straps on with Velcro. You've probably seen Top Gun and stuff like that. So open knee board is that. So basically you're able to position various things inside of VR and you can put them anywhere you want. But how do you do that? I had no idea. So I kind of learned the hard way. I want to change that. I want to be able to show people how to do these things, how to get this. Let's go on to another video a bit later on. This literally, what you're seeing now in the background is a live stream of me driving with a Pimax in VR, ACC, which is kind of a resource hog, using open knee board and everything else. And I also have a chat. You can't see it in here, but if you see right here on the lines, where is it? Over here. These lines, you can see a little white line, you might see it. That's actually a chat for the live stream. So I put everything in there. Of course, there wasn't any chat because it was a private, it was unlisted basically live stream. But it was me testing. It was me testing the VR thing. Yep, this is it, Raw Monster. This is the lovely dashboard in VR. And this actually is a live stream as well. It's not easy. And it's not straightforward. So hopefully I'll gain enough knowledge to be able to make videos and how to set this thing up, because I want more people. Because look, I fully understand that not everyone can afford to buy a DDU. Not everyone wants a DDU, right? So you can use the lovely dashboard as an overlay, but we've covered that so many times, and it's kind of like you already did that. What about VR though? This is so awesome. Honestly, I just want to go upstairs and start racing again. VR has changed the way I look at sim racing. It is awesome. Phillips 91, I really want to try VR racing. I love my triples, but this looks like I have quad screens, so triple for racing, and the fourth one is for basically the pit wall or streaming. VR is completely different. I have issues, right? It's not smooth sailing. This stream was 3 races, 3 10-minute races, streamed, all worked perfect. The moment I stopped the stream, everything crashed, including the Pimax Play app. So and this is not due to the Pimax Play. This is, simply put, my computer is not beefy enough, I guess, or I'm doing something like I don't have, like the quality in VR is pristine. Maybe I need to drop it. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something. So I'm still testing. Have you ever built a DDU using Vocore? I've never built a DDU. I have a Vocore. I have 3 Vocore screens for testing purposes. I've never built a DDU. I mean, never need. The first DDU I did buy ever, before Lovely Dashboard or anything, was a 3D printed DDU. So I know the whole principle of 3D printing and everything, but I've never built one on my own. I have used just simple Vocore screen as a DDU for testing purposes, but I've never built one. Viking Cat, now if they could add pass-through cameras in the format of Beyond 2, that would be utopia. So if you notice something in the actual live stream, I don't have the steering wheel and hands turned on. It doesn't take anything away from the immersion. Trust me, when you're driving, think of it this way, when you're actually driving a car, you don't see your hands. You don't look at your hands. You look beyond and the dashboard. So I removed them only because they messed up the immersion. So the dashboard is it's placed in that, it's locked in that location using open kneeboard. But again, there's a video of the VR, and this just sits on top. So if I had the steering wheel and the wheel and my hands turned on, the dashboard would sit on top of them, right? So you would see the dashboard, and the steering wheel of the car and the hands would be behind it, which completely throws you off. So I removed them. There is no occlusion yet. I think the word you're looking for, Viking cat, is occlusion. It's basically, it understands the depth and can mask out parts of other parts, basically. That was something we worked on, well, not me, someone else did, but I was experiencing it when I was on my previous job. We were doing a lot of VR stuff and AR stuff. And there was this watch tryout, where you can virtually have a watch on your hand and you can turn it around and see it. And basically that's the hard part with that is, imagine having your hand, AR positioned watch on it, but the AR position should, as you're wearing the watch, it needs to hide the bit that goes behind your hand, because you're looking at through your watch, through your phone or something. So it needs to basically create that occlusion, removing the bits that won't be seen. That's kind of hard to do. But basically, at some point, you know, if like the Pimax or whatever has like a LiDAR scanner, or maybe the game delivers this information, maybe it can happen. I don't know. Maybe in the future. Lexus GT3, you're welcome, man. This is really my pleasure. Philip says, I really want to build a DIY DDU with LEDs for flags and rev lights, but not sure what else I would need to control the LEDs. I think it's only Arduino. I think you only need Arduino. I think so. For all of that. You managed to make a pair of flag lights which work great. Well, good for you. I have not done that. Never. I don't know. Viking cat. Now, if they're gonna, for flight sim, I have physical controls meshed with the cockpit. Right, okay. Yes, I use virtual desk squad on the Quest 3 and mask things out. Yeah. I have no idea about Quest 3 and whatnot. Okay, Raw Monster gives you the answer. Philips for the DDU. Arduino and SimHub. You're done. Oh, look at that parking spot. You see me park? That was pretty cool. Anyway, at this point, my hands were rough. I have not driven for quite some time. And you can see, oh, you can see the occlusion here happening. Check it out. You can see it. So you can see that the dashboard sits above Assetto Corsa, right? So that is an issue. I don't like open kneeboard. I'm trying to figure out, can I enable open kneeboard only when I'm in a session? I have no idea. This is the stuff that I want to learn. This is the stuff that I want to find out. How do these things work? Toad in the Mole says, for VR and ACC, using DLSS helps a lot with the anti-aliasing performance. You can use DLSS swapper to replace the ACC with the latest DLSS. I have no idea what you're talking about. DLSS, I understand. I don't know what the swapper is. Replace the ACC DLSS file with the latest DLSS. I don't know. And then use NV Profile Inspector to force the latest DLSS preset. Dude, I'm burning my brain right now. Work perfect. The project calls Formula B1 at Thingiverse. All right. Oh yeah, for the Arduino stuff. Okay, you guys are working on DDU stuff. Yeah, but VR is something I want to do. Again, this is actually a video. What you're seeing in the background, a video of a live stream I did, an unlisted live stream. I wanted to test and see. This is 2K live stream. I wanted to test and see if I can do it. Again, once I shut the stream down, everything crashed. Everything. I had to wait like 5 minutes before I can use my PC again. So that is a concern. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If it's something, it's settings, if it's my PC, is it the Pimax, Is it the streaming? Is it OBS? I have no idea. But yeah, but you can see like dashboard works perfectly fine. It basically tethers to the actual car dashboard. It's utterly immersive. I was thinking at first maybe creating a dashboard, a separate dashboard for VR. You know, something new, something that, you know, doesn't exist or whatnot. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure it needs to be. But what definitely needs to be done is put this information somewhere so anyone who can just use this software. It's all free software. Open, everything is free. I would suggest you purchase it, obviously. All these people are working on these things. They all deserve to get paid for, even if it's a side hustle. But all this you can get for free. So I'm trying to figure out how to make these things work. Like I got VR. I opened up ACC and realized, oh, it's not working. What do I need to do? Open VR from Steam VR, but then Steam VR isn't good, so maybe OpenXR, and OpenXR is native. I didn't know. I had no idea. And I'm still kind of trying to figure out how things work. Lexus GT3 says, I'm looking for a plugin for Stream Deck for iRacing, which has all the buttons. iRace IT, I think, yes, that is a plugin. If you're looking for icons, just look for Lovely Sim Racing icons over on the Stream Deck Marketplace. You will find the icons that I had created for Elgato, the Stream Deck. In fact, on their latest dashboards, the modules they're selling, they actually feature my work on their website, which is pretty cool. And I have mosquitoes. Wow. I love all animals except snakes and mosquitoes. Yes, Toad and the Mole. I know. As I mentioned, like on the stream here, I have the lovely dashboard, and I have another web view of the chat if and when I do stream, so I can be able to see the chat inside the car while I'm driving. It's gonna happen. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. It's just that this is not easy to set up and comprehend as well. You can mirror the Stream Deck in VR with OpenEVO. Why would I want to do that? You know what? One of the things that I was worried about VR, honestly, was I can't see the real steering wheel, right? And when I did have the wheel inside, before I put OpenEVO board and let me just switch over so you guys can continue seeing the stream. It's more interesting. Before I got OpenEVO board in there and before I got the dashboard in there, I had the wheel and my hands in game. That completely threw me off. Like, I didn't like seeing hands in a wheel that weren't the real thing. And like every time I would be driving, I'd see the hands in front of me. First of all, you pay attention to your hands, which you don't do that in real life, right? And then it would just throw me off, the wheel of the Ferrari versus the Conspit Max 01 I was using. It would throw me off. When I got rid of the hands and wheel in-game in VR, then I use the wheel, the actual wheel, far better. Like everything was in arm's reach. I know the wheel, I'm using it. So it wasn't, at first I thought it would be really weird to not see your hands and the real wheel. But no, I was surprised. It was actually very intuitive. Like I didn't miss not seeing the wheel and the buttons on the wheel. I knew exactly where everything was. You do need to have a nice wheel for that, like, or at least learn the wheel that you have, and then it's all smooth sailing. To be honest, like this drive here, I didn't miss anything. I was changing the pages and the MFMs on the dashboard. You know, in the beginning, in True Dark mode, everything you can see it in the beginning of the stream. So yeah, there was a lot going on. And I didn't really miss not seeing my real hands and real steering wheel, which was a surprise, to be honest. I use your pit wall and the lovely dash. Ah, great. The pit wall is getting an update, just so you know. I'm getting a big update. It's one of the things I'm working on. It's like 99% ready, but it's one of the things that's also going to be released. You can mirror the Stream Deck in VR with open keyboard. Why would you do that though? So you can see all your Stream Deck buttons? Yes, but how do you press them? Like, okay, I can see the buttons in VR. I can't press them. That's a big concern. VR headset with pass-through. Does it work well though? I don't know. The technology is going to get there. The technology is definitely going to get there. It's just not there yet. At least the one I'm experiencing with the Pimax. Although I will say that the resolution of the Pimax is mind-blowing. The responsiveness is great. The only issue I have right now for the live streams is obviously the afterwards crashing was a concern, which I will do some testing and figure that one out. But that's probably due to my system. The main concern I have is the audio, because I do have a dual PC setup, so all the streaming happens on the streaming PC and the gaming is on the gaming PC. But everything, the cameras, like in the bottom right corner now, myself, everything is on the streaming PC, right? And everything is synced perfectly. Even the audio from the game is going through a fiber cable from the gaming PC to the streaming PC. So everything is perfectly smooth, right? The video feed from the VR is not. So the video feed coming from the VR headset is going, let me stop this. It's going through, on the gaming PC, I have OBS set up. I have a plugin called VR Capture that captures the VR video in OBS. And then in that OBS, I also have an NDI plugin and running the virtual camera. And then on the gaming PC, on the streaming PC, I have OBS that pulls in that feed as a source. Okay? So the actual stream itself, all sources are perfectly aligned. The only one that's off is the video coming from VR. And I don't know how to fix that. So if I turn on the audio here, you'll hear that the shifting happens. You can hear the shift and then see it. So the video is off by a second, maybe even more. And that's because the video is the only one that's coming through the NDI channel. And if anyone has any idea, please drop it in the Discord or DM me and let me know, how do I get video from the gaming PC to the streaming PC faster? Is there any way? I do not want to delay all the other stuff because I'll just throw off the entire stream and all the other scenes I have. So if there's any way to fix that, maybe just, like, I can't even delay the audio. Just by delaying the audio would still create confusion with the camera. Like if you see the camera here, I don't know if you can see it because I have the chat underneath, but you can see me like turning and you can hear the shifting and everything happening perfectly fine. You can see my head looking left and right. And then the video of the VR, maybe a second, 2 seconds later, will turn, or the 5 will become 4, 3, 2, the shifters, everything. So yeah, that's one of the things I want to figure out before I start streaming. Which headsets, I mean, is pass-through something that the headset does, or is it software that does it for you? Because the Pimax does have, I don't remember what it's called, where you can just enable the cameras around and you can see them inside. So it does work like that. It does have it. It doesn't have occlusion. It doesn't use it extensively and the quality isn't that good. So I don't know if it's the hardware or software that actually makes this better. I have no idea. Anyway, all right, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, last stream of the week. Well, the only stream. Tuesday stream never went actually live, so. Let's talk about this, Phillips. So I openly admit I don't know anything about it, but could you run the VR through a capture device on the streaming PC? No. I already have an Elgato 4K Pro capture card on the streaming PC, which works seamlessly with the gaming PC, literally zero lag. So the triple monitors, left and right monitor, are connected to my graphics card on the gaming PC, right? Left and right. From the gaming PC, the center module, the center display port, or is it display port? It is a display port. The center display port on my GPU from the gaming PC goes up to the streaming PC onto the 4K Pro capture card, and from there, a display port, an HDMI to display port goes into the center monitor. So the three monitors, the two left and right have source from the GPU of the gaming PC, whereas the center screen gets its source from the capture card on the streaming PC. Zero lag, works perfect. And the idea that I had was I will plug in the Pimax into the capture card, where I would use, it would pass through the VR content through the capture card and then to the Pimax. But no, the Pimax is a display port, the 4K Pro capture card is HDMI. And there's no way to downgrade it because it needs to be display port for whatever reason. And so that is something I don't think I'll be able to do. Although I have the hardware, I don't think I'll be able to do that. It definitely is, I won't say the bad word. It's a brain teaser, brain breaker. I won't say the other one. Yeah, I need to figure it out though. The delay is completely off-throwing. I mean, it's not nice to watch. I have already uploaded a video of a recording, not a live stream. So the first video I have on my, I think I put it in the members chat in my Discord. It's just a recording in OBS of VR. The second one that I was showing you now is literally a live stream. Again, private or unlisted, I don't remember what it is. It's unlisted. The next thing is trying to figure out the syncing of the audio, the video basically, with everything else, and do a live stream. And if I manage this, then I'll start live streaming. This is what I want to do. I want to live stream at least one race with VR. The lovely Stream Deck icon set is absolutely free, and you can find it on the Elgato Marketplace. So just Google Elgato Marketplace, and when you're there, just search for lovely sim racing, and you will find it. You basically install it in your the Elgato Stream Deck app, and it's there. You just click on it and just use the icons. And I also have the exact same icon set for the Ulanzi Stream Deck. It's called the Ulanzi Deck or U-Deck or whatever it's called. If you have this thing over here, this Ulanzi Deck, which is basically a clone of what a Stream Deck is. It's got bigger buttons, to be honest. I don't mind. Problem is that it doesn't have all the plugins, so you can't control, you can control the most important stuff, but not everything. But if you do have a U-Deck or an Ulanzi Deck, you can also go to their marketplace or their app and also find the lovely sim racing icons and use them and download them, like I'm doing right here. These are the stream scene icons. But yeah, you can find them there. They're on both marketplaces and they're free. Yeah. I'm tired. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. I want to start streaming more often, that's for sure. And do more work as well, not just that. Let me know if you guys enjoyed any part of the stream, which part was most enjoyable. Put it in the comments. Honestly, just let me know. Did you like the work part where I was packaging sticker sheets, making me do more? Unboxing, I have a lot of stuff I can unbox and show you. Technical stuff like the Greywolf, 3D printing, showing you. I will take this thing apart, discussing VR. Let me know in the comments or in Discord DMs, wherever you want. Let me know what you guys want to see with these streams. I don't mind just sitting here and talking. Honestly, I don't. But what is it like? What's more valuable to you guys? What do you find it being more valuable? And with that, I think I'm going to close the stream. It is almost 1 a.m. here. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. It's 1:45 a.m. Good thing I don't have an early wake up tomorrow morning. That's a good one. So I'll probably sleep in just a bit more. Thank you very much for joining me. I thank all of the partners. I thank everyone. The stream isn't pretty much set up to showcase all of the members, but I will be working on that. So I want to have a little scroller with all the names of the members as I did with the previous ones. But now this is new. It's a brand new setup here. So I'll try and get that as well. But thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for being here for the stream. And I will see you on the next one. Next week, Tuesday and Thursday are my target days. Hopefully, I'll make it. And let me know if you want to see me build that Lego. I do. Don't know if you do, but I do. Have a good one, wherever you are. Good night, good evening, and good morning if you are around the world. I will see you guys in the next stream. Bye.